Hey, yo, what up? Welcome back, everybody. It's not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Rob Markman, man. Shout out to everybody who live streamed with me yesterday before the Super Bowl. We talked about our expectations for the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. And then after the Super Bowl, we talked about just what we saw, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. And so we did a live stream, man. Definitely took a lot of comments, man. A lot of people supported. I appreciate all y'all who kind of came out and kicked it with me. And then, it's the morning after. So I want to have a more thoughtful, sobering, not really reactive approach. But once the Kendrick Lamar performance sinks in, just what we thought, what we noticed, just break it down a little bit. This was a fun one. I loved it. Right off the bat, I loved it. I know it's divisive. I know a lot of people have thoughts on what he did, what he should have done, what he shouldn't have done, and all of that. But to me, once it settled in last night, I'll say, and you can watch my prediction videos from before, it didn't go like I thought it was going to go. I got some things right. There were some things that I thought was going to be different. But last night, to me, I think Kendrick made a statement that it wasn't about fitting in. It wasn't about being the most popular. It wasn't about being the most liked. I think hip-hop, particularly within this battle, because we can't divorce this from this battle clearly, right, between him and Drake. There was a lot of questions on why was Kendrick even chose. Like, does he have the catalog? Do he have records that people want to hear? Can he move a stadium? Does he have records that everybody knows? And I think what this doubled down on was, hey, I'm Kendrick Lamar. I was chosen, and I'm gonna do my show, and I don't care who doesn't know these records or who these records resonate or don't resonate with. The audience that this records are going to resonate with is who I'm slowly squared out, and everybody else could just watch and feel how they want to feel. That's how it kind of felt to me. I thought we got like a pure hip hop show. Wasn't that we never got a hip hop show before. I'm not saying that, but hip hop, look, at least growing up, I think hip hop cares a lot about what people think, and cares about what middle America thinks, cares about what white America thinks, cares a lot about popularity, cares a lot about being number one on the chart. And there was a time when hip hop and wasn't as accepted, right? Maybe couldn't have gotten the stage like this, but there was a time when hip hop didn't care about what mainstream America thought. That's why you got NWA, fuck the police. That's when you get Public Enemy, fight the power. Like, we don't care what they think. Like, this is the shit that we want to say. The Super Bowl has been traditionally legacy act for years, right? And Kendrick decided not to give us nostalgia, but be very present and very right now. And that was part of his protest. It wasn't necessarily a political protest, like he didn't do all right, which was a song with fit squarely in the middle of that. Or he didn't put Black of the Berry, which isn't a very popular Kendrick Lamar song, but maybe fits it squarely into protest and making a political statement. But it was a protest in the sense that what I'm expected to do is come up here and do all the hits and the things to make everybody want to sing along. And I'm going to come up here and rap. I feel like rapping. This is where I am right now. And the Super Bowl has been, like I said, traditionally thought of for legacy acts, even when you get Dr. Dre and Snoop, and clearly a hip-hop performance, but they're doing the hits, and Eminem and 50 is doing it in the clubs, and it's all the records that you know. And Kendrick did All Right, and he did Mad City already. So he decided not to give us nostalgia, but to be very present. And he said that in his Ebro interview with Ebro and Nadeska, the Apple Music. He said rap is an art form. To him, is just rapping and hard ass beats. He said he wanted to go back to the forefront of the bite and grip of rap. And it also in line with his message in the Grammys when he said respect the art form. But here's from the Deska and Ebro interview, here's a direct quote. He said, "For me, I love being present. It's very hard for me to live in the past. I respect the past wholeheartedly, but being in the now and being locked into how I feel and the energy I have now, that's the LA energy for me. That's something I want to carry over to New Orleans and for the world to see. This is me. This is Kendrick Lamar at 37 years old, and I still feel like I'm elevating. I'm still on the journey, and I want that energy to ooze out to the television and the people who are in the building." So when I heard him say that, I had to rethink what I thought my prediction was of what he was going to do, because maybe he didn't give us a track list, but he's saying right now. I want to live in the right now. This is me at 37 years old, and I still feel like I'm elevating and I'm still on a journey. So he didn't want to look in the past. He didn't want to be looked at as a legacy act. I'm very present. I'm moment right now. I'm the number one rapper right now. This is happening in real time. I'm not going to reminisce. I'm going to celebrate this moment and this feeling that I have. And it's kind of counter to what we expect in the Super Bowl, but that's what he felt like doing. And what's more hip hop than that, than doing what the fuck you feel like doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? To me. It's a different approach. Maybe the NFL and Rock Nation go back to something more legacy next year. You know, maybe we get Taylor Swift, and I think Taylor deserves a shot for all that she accomplished. Or maybe we get something even deeper nostalgia than that. That's fine. But at this moment, at this time, what we got was a rap show, a very present right now 2025 rap show by Kendrick Lamar. 2025 hip hop show by Kendrick Lamar. That's what you got. And whether you liked it or you didn't like it, I loved it because I love the energy of hip hop right now. So my predictions versus what was actually performed, I'll put it on the screen, and I'm gonna get into the shot by shot. My predictions, and I didn't predict this in order, but my predictions was that we were gonna get All Right, we were gonna get Humble, we were gonna get DNA. We got Humble, we got DNA, we didn't get All Right. We were gonna get TV Off, we were gonna get Squabble Up, we got both of these. I thought we were gonna get Mad City, we didn't get that. I thought we were gonna get King Kunta, but I was on the fence about King Kunta. We didn't get that. We got All the Stars, we got Luther, I predicted that, and I thought we might get Snooze. I thought SZA might have a solo moment. We didn't get that. And then I predicted that we were gonna get Not Like Us. I thought we were gonna get a more pared down, edited version of Not Like Us, if not a new verse altogether. But Kendrick very much went for it, and we'll talk about it. So what he performed was, the piece of Whacked Out Mural's instrumental played to introduce the whole thing, and then he gave us the GNX preview. Remember, he dropped a preview right before GNX came out, a preview video with a song that wasn't on the album. I'm not sure the name of the song. Everybody calls it Tiramisu because he has the Tiramisu line, the one where he starts reincarnated with love. But he gave us more of the song, right? In that preview, the verse cuts off at a certain point. He gave us more of the song. He gave us Squabble Up. He gave us Humble. He gave us DNA. I predicted those. He gave us Euphoria, which I didn't think he was going to do Euphoria. I'm glad he did. He gave us Man at the Garden. He gave us Peekaboo. He gave us Luther. He gave us All the Stars, Not Like Us. And he ended with TV Off, which made a lot of sense. We're going to get into this kind of song by song. I'm going to put screenshots up. I'm not going to play the video. I'm not risking a strike. I'm not playing any audio. But, we're going to go through this. Before we get to that, one thing to note, if you watched it in real time, and a lot of people noticed this, the sound was different in the live broadcast from what we see online. So they tweaked it. They made it better when they posted it back online. It's not uncommon. That happens. For most televised performances, a great live mix and a broadcast mix are two different things. And there's a lot of struggle with that. And so, if there was one thing that I had to say is when he was performing live, some of it was muffled. Like the sound was good. The sound, it wasn't like terrible. It wasn't like dirt. It wasn't nothing like that. But it did feel like, damn, man, I wish the sound was better. And then when they posted it online, they tweaked the mix and it was better. And fucking congratulations to Kendrick. Again, it's a rap show. Like, he rapped the whole way through. And he did choreo. And I want to say this about Kendrick Lamar's choreo, given that he is not a dancer. His choreo is fantastic. And it has been for many years. Like, he's not Chris Brown. He's not hitting the steps, doing the backflips, doing all of that. But his movements on stage are so intentional, just as much as part of the show. Where I got to be on stage and how I got to turn my head this way when I say this word, or how I got to turn my head that way when I say that word. Or, there was the part where Peekaboo and, he just popped up at Peekaboo. Like, shit like that. Like, it's not necessarily dance moves, but it's choreography. It's designing, studying, memorizing, and executing your places on stage where you need to be and your body movements in time with the music and the lyrics. Kendrick is my favorite choreographed rapper. Like, his choreography with his raps is amazing. He just doesn't get up on stage and rap. And if you saw like the Mr. Morale show, but it's been like that for years. It was like that with the Damn Tour. I think Kendrick is amazing at that, and I think he showed that. So let's start it off, right? The first thing we see, the PlayStation controller button's a game, right? It's a game. And we see the X, the square, the triangle, the circle. These are the PlayStation buttons, right? So, and there's some leaked images online of what the design looked like. So this is very intentional and inspired by PlayStation. And then we get Samuel Jackson playing Uncle Sam, right? Which is amazing. I thought that was such an amazing part of the show. He helped narrate the show. He tells a story because the show tells a story. As Uncle Sam, he introduces himself as Uncle Sam and says, "This is the great American game." Now, football is also the great American game, but really what the metaphor is how you play the game to win in America. You got to play the game. In order to get to that Super Bowl stage as an artist, there's a degree of having to play the game. So I thought that was dope. That kind of sets us up for a storyline that we're going to see. Well executed. I thought Samuel Jackson did great. Like I said, we get the GNX preview song. We get a little bit of whacked out murals, just the beat, and then the GNX, that preview song, the Tiramisu. And the GNX is on stage, and Kendrick is on the hood of the Grand National rapping. I thought all the people coming out, all of the dancers coming out the car just one by one, how did they get that many people? I thought that was fire. I'm assuming maybe they had to cut up the car in some certain type of way and cut out the bottom, and people just maybe came up through a ladder in and out the door. I don't know how they executed it, but I thought that was fire. And then we got a little bit more of that song, right? We got a little bit more of that GNX preview. Interesting lyric here is when he said, remember I said I was the greatest back when y'all debated the number 1 and number 2. Topic was always hilarious to me. You carried them to me. I brought out and then he just kind of screams, blanked out the lyric, right? I don't know what he said there. I got some guesses in my mind, but I'm not 100% sure. But we talked about, particularly in this run, and Kendrick has done it before. He's absolutely done it in his career. But particularly on this run, Watch the Party Die, there's other whacked out murals where Kendrick is using blank space. It's funny because he's saying foul things, but then it's like, well, what is he not saying in the blank space? What is so crazy that this man said certified pedophile? Like, what is he saying that's so crazy that he can't say in that blank space? But if you notice in that lyric to that GNX kind of preview song, remember I said I was the greatest back when y'all debated the number 1 and number 2. Topic was always hilarious to me. You carried them to me. I brought out and then whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then he says, he sets it up. Like, I think he knew this was going to be divisive. I think he knew people were going to feel a way about it. He said, the revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. I think that's key right there. Like he is setting you up. This is not going to be for, I am not your guy. Like, I know what y'all want. I know what this stage is for. I am not your guy. And let's be real. The day after Beyonce performed in the Bay Area when she first did Formation, they hated that. Come on, we're going to act like that was love. We're going to act like that wasn't divisive. We're going to act like that was universally celebrated. We look back at it now with a fondness. But that made people feel away. So, I think in that, Kendrick wasn't afraid to make people feel away. The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. Then we get Squabble Up. Okay, and he's rocking. I love the Gloria jacket right here. This is the PG Lane jacket. I couldn't see what was on all of those patches, but they probably had like references to the album, to the GNX album. But on the front, you can't really see it. You can't make it out. But if you watch it in motion, it says Gloria. Gloria is the song. It's an ode to his pen. And I think it's not a coincidence that it's front and center here on the jacket. And Kendrick just saying, again, I'm a hip hop artist. I'm a rap artist. And my pen is what got me here. And I'm putting my pen on display at the Super Bowl. It wasn't necessary. And again, he hit the choreo, the production shot of PG Lane. The production looked nice. Like, he gave you all these other things. But what it looked like, the aim of what he was going to put front and center is my raps, my words, my poetry, the art. What did he say to Ebro and Nadeska? Like, raps and hard-ass beats. I'm bringing the grit back to it. So you put Gloria on your chest. It's a testament to the pen and what got you here. What got you here got the pen. Got him here. I thought that was dope. Somebody said too, they was like, yo, it's crazy. A blog era rapper is performing and headlining the Super Bowl. I thought that was amazing. I seen this guy perform rigor mortis at SOBs. I seen him perform cartoon and cereal in Las Vegas to a room of 300 people. You know what I'm saying? 400 people maybe. And it was just about rap then. It was just about rap at SOBs. It was just about, can you rap? Can you get these bars off? Obviously, he's elevated since then, clearly, but haven't lost sight of what got him here. The raps, the pen. I also want to say, if you look at this picture, you see the PG Lang chain, that A. That a lot of people are speculating that that's A minor. I don't see it like that. That's the A in PG Lang. If you look at PG Lang, I'll show it here too. They have a logo with the two kids pointing up at the A. So that A to me is the same A in PG Lang. So that to me, that's a PG Lang chain, not necessarily an A minor chain. But it may serve as both now. I don't know. It's up to Kendrick to tell you what that meaning is. But I think first and foremost, you get this chain created to represent PG Lang. So, he's doing Squabble Up. And what does Sam Jackson say? What does Uncle Sam say? Because, again, Sam Jackson represents America, right? Like, again, when did hip-hop care what the fuck America thought? You know what I mean? If they would, we wouldn't have got Fuck the Police. We wouldn't have got Fight the Power. We wouldn't have got so many of the records that we got. So Uncle Sam, he does Squabble Up. Uncle Sam says, no, 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 no. Too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. Oh, ain't that what they said about us in the 80s and 90s? We were a fad. Hip-hop wasn't going to last. Rap music wasn't going to last. This is before we was number one on the charts, before we were going diamond. And the success is good. It's not saying we don't want the success, but with that success comes conformity, right? So Uncle Sam, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. Ain't that what they saying now? So a lot of commentary echoing that. Like, he gave it to you on stage, and I see a lot of commentary the next day echoing that. Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up, is what Samuel Jackson says. The disgust. Look at the disgust on his face. This is y'all. This is the people the next day after. Look at the disgust. This hip-hop. Then he goes into Humble, right? American flag symbolism right here with the red, white, and the blue. Black bodies, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's symbolism there. He goes into Humble, dope performance. That's the song. I thought he was gonna perform that song. Like, so that's the song that a lot of people know and love. And I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, the crowd was so quiet. The crowd was so quiet." One, the way the thing is, and kind of teasing him for it. Well, one, who gives a fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's hip hop. I'm getting my shit off. But you could actually hear the crowd. You could actually hear the crowd. My left stroke just went viral. You know what I'm saying? It's also mic'd a certain way, so you hear him and you don't hear the crowd. You don't know what it was like in that crowd. But I seen a lot of people circulating videos of the crowd saying the crowd was dead, the crowd was dead. Oh, they said my left stroke just went viral, though. They knew that line. They knew the A minor line. We're going to get to that later. But he did Humble. Then he did DNA. And this is the part of the set that was a city block. You know what I'm saying? We'll look at it right here. And that city block with the lamppost and all of that. It was dope because it was a conduit. It actually had function, right? It was a conduit for him to get to the different positions in each corner of the field, right? The square, the triangle, the circle, the X. So that street, that pathway would form the function because it helped Kendrick get from place to place while still performing. So it served a purpose, but it looked cool and it held meaning, right? The lamppost in there, you can see the lamppost. My man Andrea Stadio pointed out the guys who are laying atop the lamppost, you can see it, right? Is taken from the Welcome to PG Lang video. There was a Welcome to PG Lang video. I put up Andreas' tweet here, and you see a guy laying on the lamppost. So they recreated some of that on their set. So that was cool. So this whole street, this whole block thing, and him just marching down the street, rapping DNA, I thought was really dope, and it looked really cool. Then we got Euphoria. I did not think we would get Euphoria. I didn't think we would get Euphoria. I'm glad we did. Euphoria is such an ill record. Obviously, Not Like Us is the record that everybody knows. It's the one that won him the battle. It's the one that won him the 5 Grammys. Is the one that most just music fans will remember 20, 25 years, 30 years from now. We're going to always remember Not Like Us. Euphoria is the one that, like, rap heads, like casuals might not know Euphoria, definitely don't know Euphoria the way they know Not Like Us, but Euphoria is an ill record and was such an important record in the battle. I didn't think we were going to get Euphoria on this stage because, again, I was thinking he was going to do the hits. You know what I'm saying? You get on the Super Bowl, you do the hits, you do the ones everybody loves, everybody knows, everybody can sing along to. I didn't think we were going to get Euphoria. Obviously, Kendrick had different ideas. I'm glad we got Euphoria. Man at the Garden. On the Street Corner. Again, I didn't think we'd get this song, but it was dope the way they did this with guys just posted up at the lamppost. It was almost like a modern day edgy doo-wop type of situation. So that was dope, right? And then it looks like all his peoples is with him in the background. And then Samuel cuts it off. Uncle Sam cuts it off and says, "Oh, I see you brought your homeboys with you." The old culture cheat code: scorekeeper deduct 1 life. So you get a point deducted for bringing your people with you. But isn't that what we're supposed to do in hip hop? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Put your people on. Hip hop has created opportunity for black people, black youth, brown youth as well. But primarily, again, we talk about hip hop as a black art form. Has created opportunity where the rest of America wouldn't have given opportunity. So it's not just Kendrick. Kendrick now gets to build PG Lang, his company. Who's the head of PG Lang now? Dave Free, the guy that he came up with. They're building it together. Okay, now you start the need to employ people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure who you're employing, but knowing them, I don't know like who's on the roster in terms of employment, but it's in Kendrick's DNA. Put your people on. They came up from under TDE, and now they got their own, and you put your people on. So, and there's all the TDE family tree and stuff like that. So, I mean, hip hop, we see it. Look at the Rockefeller family tree, for example. That's a good example. I mean, you got Jay, you got Biggs, you got Dame, but you got G. Roberson, who came up from under that tree. You got hip hop, who came up from under that tree. And I'm not even talking about the artists yet. You got Wayno, who came up from under that tree. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Lenny S, who comes up from under that tree. And then they go on to start forming their own companies, and they could put people on. And that's not counting the Kanye Wests and that's not counting what Jay-Z has done, like for Emery, and now Emery, Bleak's position in Duce, you know what I'm saying? Aside from being an artist, Emery doing business with Puma and doing business in the fashion sense, doing deals. You put your people on, that's hip hop. But Uncle Sam says, "I see you brought your homeboys with you, the old culture cheat code, scorekeeper deduct 1 life." So America says, "Nah, we don't like that." But what are we supposed to do? That's hip hop. So, I thought that was a great, that was a great moment. Then we get into Peekaboo. I just like how they're in the X button at this point, right? When they do Peekaboo and the camera's spinning around and spinning around. And I just love Kendrick. The camera's rotating. And when the first, like, when the lyric comes up, when the Peekaboo lyric comes up, Kendrick pops up from the bottom of the screen. He just pops up, Peekaboo. Like, I don't think there was a subtle meaning in that or anything like that. I just thought that was ill. That made me laugh. So this was a dope part of the show. And then after Peekaboo, he starts to tease it, right? Because what does everybody want to see? Not like us. Will he or won't he? Will he or won't he? Will he play by the rules? That we've heard all the things. We've seen the lawsuit against UMG, all right? And we've seen his lyrics used in the lawsuit that Drake filed. And how is this going to make the NFL react? Do they want him to perform Not Like Us? Will he or won't he? Will he or won't he? How far will he go? So he starts to tease it. Ladies, I want to make a move. I want to perform their favorite song, but they love to sue. Dog, come on, man. Like, addressed it right there front and center when maybe it says, hey, it's safer probably to not even address the lawsuit, let the lawyers handle it, don't say anything publicly, don't egg it on. Maybe you shouldn't perform the song. I thought he was going to do an edited version. I thought maybe he was going to do just an instrumental version. I thought maybe he was just going to give us the hook. And so all of this stuff where it's safe to do, he's saying, I want to perform their favorite song, but they'll sue. What song is what the girls say, the instrumental plays, and he says, yeah, that song. Maybe, I'll think about it. So he's going through the whole process. The process is the public. This is all what we're talking about in the lead up. Will he or won't he? The way he teased it was amazing. Decided to slow it down. Samuel Jackson's bugging out. Yo, you lost your mind, blah, 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 blah. And then Luther enters SZA. Shout out to SZA. She looked amazing. I thought the performance was amazing. They did Luther and they did All the Stars. And even though All the Stars, there's a key lyric where he that I think relates here. He obviously censored himself for the Super Bowl, but what's the line in All the Stars? Fuck you and all your expectations. Like, that's what this whole thing is about. You expect me to go one way, I'm going the other way. But, He gives us R&B now, right? He smooths it out, right? So it's Luther. I mean, who doesn't love Luther Vandross, of course? So he gives us Luther. He brings on SZA, the R&B portion. He gives us All the Stars. That's the big motivational point of the show. That's all the lights in the sky. That's the Black Panther soundtrack. That is feel good. That's Disney. That's inspiration. That's nice. That's, you know, whatever. And Sam Jackson jumps on the stage. Look at his face, happy. That's what America wants. Nice and calm. You're almost there. Don't mess this up. But he's happy. You got it now. That's what America wants. Now you're playing the game. That's what it wants. Now he's calm. Don't shake the boat. Don't rattle. And then he goes from joy to look at his face now when Not Like Us starts. The jolt. You know what I'm saying? Again, he represents America. This is all the outrage that we're seeing this morning. Oh, man, he shouldn't perform that song. You know, it's not meant for the rest of the world. Like, whatever. Like, it's hip hop. Like somebody said to me on Twitter that Kendrick was milking it. And I'm like, dog, KRS-One been performing The Bridge Is Over for almost 40 years. Like, it's okay. Like, he got a hit record. He has a culturally important record. If he wants to perform it, let him perform it. Why not? Now, there's some artists who choose not to perform their diss records. I don't think Nas performs Ether anymore. I haven't seen Nas. I saw Nas perform Ether once during a Godson concert, the Godson release party at Irving when they do Major Look and Ludacris and Kiss comes out. I saw him perform Ether that night. I don't think Jay does Takeover anymore. I haven't seen Jay do that. I don't know if I ever saw Jay do Takeover past the original Hot 97 Summer Jam where he did it. What I'm saying is that's a choice and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with performing Not Like Us. It's a hit record. It's my record. And it won me this battle that a lot of people counted him out and said he couldn't win. So, you know, Samuel Jackson's face from joy to when the record starts playing, right? And Kendrick says it's a cultural divide. I'm going to get it on the floor. 40 Acres and the Mule is bigger than the music. They tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. Okay? And then I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through what he said, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back, like, you know what I'm saying? And then it just starts. Censored all the curses. Again, because, I mean, you know, you got to. You can't just go cursing on the Super Bowl, but he didn't really censor himself here. Like, say Drake, with the smile, big smile, say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. He kept the Chubbs line, kept the Party Next Door line, kept the Baca line. Certified Lover Boy, he didn't say pedophile. Certified Lover Boy, certified. You know what I'm saying? That was a choice, but that don't detract from it. The WAP part was cool. WAP, 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 WAP. You know, that was cool, but nothing is topping the camera work from the pop out. When they did the WAP, 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 and the way the camera changed at the pop out, nothing is topping that. Super Bowl is amazing, visually amazing, 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 amazing. Nothing is topping the WAP, 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 WAP. He's not gonna do a better WAP, 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 WAP than the one he did at the pop out and the camera work. That's all I'm saying. And then we get to the part, whole crowd, you know, trying to strike a chord. It's probably A minor, and the whole crowd sings. The whole crowd is the moment everybody was waiting to sing. You know, people said the crowd was dead. I don't know. They sang that part. Shit, you heard that shit. Also, I want to point out, if you look in the upper left-hand corner of this, there's the Palestinian and Sudanese flag protest. So one of the dancers pulled out a flag, a double flag, you know, free Gaza and free Sudan. And absolutely, yes. Absolutely free Gaza, free Sudan. Just, you know, free power to all oppressed people, man. What's going on there is crazy. This person was tackled and taken off a stage, but this made it to the televised broadcast. I saw a statement, and I was asking around, but I did see a statement from Rock Nation saying that wasn't a planned part of the show. It seems like what they're saying is that one of the dancers, because they hire all these dancers, and it looks like hundreds of them throughout the performance, and somebody just went rogue, and that was a form of individual protest. I mean, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if that person faces charges, but intended by Kendrick or not, hey, it's the spirit of a Kendrick Lamar show. You never know what you're going to get. Kendrick is saying, yo, I know what America wants, but this is what I'm gonna give them. And somebody took it upon themselves, and I said, I know this is gonna make a lot of people uncomfortable at the Super Bowl, but this is what I'm gonna give them. It's in the spirit of doing what you feel is right. We'll see. I'll follow that one. I'll see if there's any more news to that one. But that person was arrested, and it'll be interesting to see if they would charge. Serena popped out. Serena popped out and did the walk. Not like us. Some people said, man, Serena shouldn't have been there. Hey, there's history there. One, she's from Compton. Obviously, Kendrick mentions her in the song, but not speak on Serena. And then her and Drake have history, right? Like dating history, and Drake says something about her new man on a recent album, and that felt weird and out of nowhere because it was almost like, damn, I don't think y'all have been together for 10 years, if not more. And Drake said something about her new man. It just seemed out of the blue and out of nowhere. So Serena felt like she wanted to be on this stage. Obviously, she was extended an invitation, and she took the invitation. Why not? I ain't mad at it. Shout out to Serena. And then, Not Like Us ends. It's the moment. We got more of that song than I thought we were going to get. And then he ends it with TV Off. It's a perfect song to end it to if you're doing a big televised performance. And Mustard comes out. Mustard gets his big moment and TV Off. And then we get to Game Over. You can see it faintly here, but Kendrick walks off a stage, and in the crowd, it lights up Game Over. And just, again, what we started in the beginning, right? Like what set this whole thing off was the PlayStation controller game and Uncle Samuel Jackson telling you this is the great American game. And at the end, it's game over. And Kendrick is like, hey, I played it my way. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was dope. I thought it was hip hop as fuck. There's nothing more hip hop than saying, hey, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. Fuck the rules. Fuck the expectations. We set the trends. We set the rules. We set the expectations. And y'all here to us. That's how hip hop got as big as it got. And I do think we're in an era now where we worry a lot about, is this gonna fuck up my bag? How do I get to a number one? How do I stream? How do I be the most popular? How do I be the most globally accepted? And of course, I think hip hop. Look, I thought hip hop was the biggest music in the world and the most powerful music in the world before it was topping the charts. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not saying that people shouldn't be successful and people shouldn't strive for success. But I'm gonna celebrate this dude saying, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and who's gonna stop me? It's not more hip hop than that. Those are just my thoughts. I want to know what y'all think. I know it's gonna be a lot of y'all in the comments. Let's talk about it. All right, hit me. Until the next time. Peace.